Hey everyone, it's John again. I appreciate you coming by and watching another one of my videos. Now this is the second video in a three-part series about RTH, Return to Home. The first one, if you press on this link right up here, see that little eye at the top of the screen, someplace up here? If you press on that eye, it'll take you right to the video, and that is about Smart RTH, which you should know is when the user initiates the RTH function, okay? When the user presses either the return to home button on the controller, there's a picture of it, or he presses the icon on the app, there's a picture of that. Now, today what we're gonna talk about in this segment is the low battery RTH. How do you set it up? What adjustments should you make? And what does it do? Okay, so let's get into that. And the first thing I want to touch on first is let's read through page 14, the paragraph on low battery RTH. Here it is. Let's overlay that and let's read this through together.
The low battery level failsafe is triggered when the DJI Intelligent Flight battery is depleted to the point that may affect the safe return of the aircraft. Basically, all that's telling you is that the Mavic, your aircraft, is going to determine when it's time to come home based on how much battery power it has left. Very simple, very easy to understand. Let's skip down to where it says the DJI Go App will display a notice when a low battery warning is triggered. Okay, the aircraft will automatically return to the home point if no action is taken after a 10-second countdown. So you're going to get the beeping noise, you're going to get the icon it's going to pop up on your screen, a notification, and it's going to tell you it's coming home unless you cancel it within the next 10 seconds. Okay, why you would want to cancel it, I have no idea, but anyway, it's going to give you that option to cancel it. Okay, so let's go down to the last sentence of the first paragraph. The thresholds for these warnings are automatically determined based on the aircraft's current altitude and distance from the home point. So it's always calculating how far away it is and how much battery it needs to get back. Now here's the critical issue. This is not perfect. And I'm going to tell you why it's not perfect. Wind speed. Always remember this. No wind, no problem. With wind comes problems. Now, wind is always changing direction and speed. So you could be flying out and the wind kick up a little bit, and now because of that wind speed, when you're coming home, your ground speed is going to be less. You're fighting against maybe a heavier nose wind, oncoming wind. So this is something that is critical, and there are tons of YouTube videos out there of guys that said, hey, this thing was on its way back and it didn't make it. I had a lot of wind and it did not make it, fell out of the sky. So be very careful when flying at wind, with wind. Keep the Mavic close to you. We're going to get into some settings that can help you alleviate that problem completely. Okay, so as you know, here's the DJI Go 4 app, and if you want to get into the settings, you got to click on those three little white dots in the top right of your phone. So go ahead and do that. Now, that'll take you to the general settings. On the general settings on the left-hand side, the fifth one down shows a little picture of a battery with a triangle on it. I'm highlighting that for you right now. That's where you're going to click. Once you click on that, it brings you into the aircraft battery settings. Very simple here. There's only two settings that we need to be concerned about. One is your low battery warning and your critical low battery warning. Now, first thing you need to understand, and make sure you understand and comprehend what I'm telling you here, this is important, is that no matter what you do here on these two settings, it has no effect on the Mavic determining when it needs to come back to the home point. Okay, remember we were talking about that earlier. The Mavic decides based on battery level, altitude, and distance from the home point when it needs to come back. This is for your own safety, for what you determine is your level of safety that you want to have in addition to that function in the Mavic. So, for example, you see I have right here the low battery warning at 20% and the critical low battery at 10%. Well, look, I just changed it because I actually like to have my critical low battery at 15 and my low battery at 20. Now, the reason being here is that I don't believe it's good for your LiPo batteries to be drained down that much. Second thing is, most of the time I'm flying in some pretty heavy winds. I like to fly down at the beach, so I want to have that extra amount of safety. I don't want to be one of those stories you hear on YouTube about, hey, I was coming back, I had a lot of headwind, and my battery went dead and my Mavic dropped out of the sky. So in my humble opinion, this is a very good setting. You're going to get anywhere from 18 to 20 minutes of flight time, and you're going to have a little bit of battery when you get back. And if you want to fly right around you, you can still do that. The only thing is it's going to be alarming continuously once that thing hits 20%. Okay, listen, that's it. So we've covered everything. Now, I appreciate you all coming by the channel and watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you find this interesting. Go ahead and smash the like button. One last thing, I got a bunch of Mavic products directly from Amazon down in the description link. Hey, give it a click and go in there and take a look at these products that I got listed there. They're the same price. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Have fun and safe flying.